Kick your season off by starting your first game.
All right, it's SB24. Playing my first game against the Bengals. Tough team. Trying my best to show up and miss.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports.
Big man.
The next chapter of this young man's life starts with this game.
Showtime.
And as his professional career officially begins, he'll have to prove he can handle the challenge of running the ball against the bigger, faster, tougher defenses of the NFL. It's the Bengals going up against the Jets.
Do this.
With that, we'll get up to the Meadowlands as we introduce our new Madden broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Guys, to use a Broadway term, break a leg.
All right, Larry, we'll see what we can do as we are indeed ready for football here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. And we've got a pair of teams that won double-digit games a year ago, but the difference, the Bengals at 12-4, they made the playoffs. The Jets, 10 wins, but they were left out.
And that's unusual because in the NFL...
Let's do the show. Come on, defense, get us some field position.
Now it's Nugent out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they're led out by their quarterback in his fourth season now out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
Hope accompanied this young man when he came out of West Virginia, and many thought he would be one of the top starters in the league by about this time in his career. That hasn't happened, but no one has abandoned the thought that maybe he can still get to that level.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Move the chains.
I don't want to downplay the run, but that's exactly what I expected out of him coming out of college. When I look back at my draft analysis, one of the highest-rated players on my board, a three-down back who could do everything. And one of the best parts of his game is what he does when he doesn't have the football, because he carries it really well, but he blocks equally as well as pass protects for his quarterback. I think he's going to be special.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Check. Flag, 32. Flag. 2 double up. Double up. Ready. 319.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Smith. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And here are the starters offensively, and one of the wideouts, Eric Decker.
Remember when he came out of school, out of Minnesota, many thought he was nothing more than a number 2 or 3 receiver? He's
So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. And New York set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
2nd down, and the offense in search of 6 yards.
My favorite play.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time he's
not
going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Geno Atkins was back and fully healthy in 2015, and when he's like that, he is hard to move.
And a nice tackle for loss there. 17 of those last year, which was 2nd among all D tackles.
And following in the footsteps of his dad, Gene Atkins, a former NFL defensive back.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Luke Wilson, 50 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made...
Well done.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jets take possession. New York set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. No matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing now is Gino, and he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position, but as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
On second down, here's Smith. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Throwing is Smith, and Wilson has it. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
That's on the break.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They find some open field here.
Got him.
Woo! Touchdown, New York. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker.
Got on the scoreboard, got a touchdown. I'm happy. Make them go up the ball now.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
Getting the ball now.
New York set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
What's going on with my game, man?
Delay of game, offense.
Don't let me push the button, man.
Still first down.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, little 360. Calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left.
This is used to up.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not a whole lot. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here.
We can deal with that. Come up, don't give him the 10 points, man. Stop him. Well done. Well done. Awesome. Kick it.
After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. And now here's Ross. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
This one.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Both teams have done enough to be leading here to this point, but in a close game, you know the second half is going to have some more twists and turns, which should lead to some excitement. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Third down at the 49. Smith's on target here, and he's going to go 51 yards for the score. We're brand new at 7. Now first and 10, some phenomenal blocking on the run here, and he'll run it in from 38 yards out. Jeff is up now by 7. That'll do it from here in Orlando. Let's get back up to New York as we turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they're going to have lousy starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 6-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And to give this time 10 to the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Now Gino. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Kellen Davis there as big tight end. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been terrific so far.
Gotta get used to my running again, man. I'm absolutely.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Spinning past him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Oh, what the fuck is you doing? Oh, what are you doing, man?
They go play action here on 1st down. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And now the offense will look to respond after the sack. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves them with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down.
Now that's not a call you see every day. A toss play inside their own 10-yard line. Takes a little bit of brass right there, and they were able to get a little bit of yardage.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. Smith finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
Gone.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting.
About time we do something now in this game.
Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. This Bengal defense now making their way back out onto the field. They're trailing on the scoreboard. Now, they had to watch that last drive, then they come out here. Defensively, when you played, did you like being out there defensively to start the second half or wait to drive?
I wanted to be out there right away. Come out of the locker room, get right back into the flow of the game, because sometimes when you sat around,
should have cut it
the field.
Well, it's the second drive here. We'll see how they respond.
They was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. The veteran Carlos Dansby in on the stop. So back-to-back plays here where he couldn't get anything on the ground. Now you face a 3rd and 10 and assume you're going to try to pass it, right?
I would think so, because you've tried to run the ball, and really it doesn't matter who got the ball in the play because there was no space to go. So that I think you step back, throw the ball to try and pick up the 1st down.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Michael Johnson in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game.
You got him by 11.
After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. And now here's Ross. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players.
Oh,
maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard.
I'm not
and it'll be
blocking, man.
down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
A gain of a yard gets them back
Man,
where they
horrible,
started. Now it's
man.
3rd and 10.
Come on.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Finding time. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. That goes for a gain of 31.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And an alley to run. And cuts out right sideline. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout call. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. And they give this time to the tailback. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now they'll run it on the toss.
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
A timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Smith. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 1. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Good game, man.
Partner,
Good game.
This first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season, we get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Jets, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.